guys. So I thought it would be fun. I don't know if this will actually be fun, but it's early in the morning, and I was thinking, let's just go to my bathroom, and I'm going to do my face and like wash my face and stuff, and talk about that. And, like put on some makeup and chat. I don't know. This is a very girly thing to do. I've spent way too many hours of my life watching YouTube videos and vlogs and stuff. So like a variety of beauty vloggers and lifestyle vloggers and stuff who do things like this. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a thing like this. I'm just gonna put my hair back in a ponytail. I don't know. There's something that's kind of like fun about being in someone's like makeup room or bathroom in this case. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. And I figured we should actually have some kind of topic for it. I'm just like warming up my water here because I don't like putting ice cold water on my face because I live in Canada and it's cold. I have like 3 sweaters on right now. So yeah, ice cold water, not my favorite way to wake up. I know some people are into it. This is what I use. Hey, I see you're hanging out live with me, so nice to see you. Sarah V, yo. I have like the world's most basic routine for this kind of thing. I've been like all over the map in terms of skincare, where I put in like 0 effort and then I put in like 110% effort. So I don't know, right now I would say we're in like a like 10% effort. No, it'd be more like 30% effort. Why do I always try to make ratios and stuff like that? So I don't know, no heavy duty washing first thing in the morning. I just pat dry because my skin is super sensitive, so I don't like to make it angry. And then yeah, when I just put stuff on, I have like a little vitamin C thing. This is from Amazon, so very like low maintenance. Really like Paula's Choice has some good vitamin C stuff. I just feel like a layer. Vitamin C is supposed to be like anti-aging or whatever, so I don't know. I just do it. I just do the things, you guys. I just do the things. Slap that on. I really like CeraVe's like night lotion, but I use it in the daytime. I've been using this stuff for like forever. It's great. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, you guys. This is gonna take me like 2 minutes. Sunscreen, even though it's cold out, I'll probably be going out for a walk later. So usually I always put on a little bit of like mineral sunscreen, so like zinc. I think I'm supposed to talk about podcasts, aren't I? Oh, I'm surprised. There's a few of you guys here hanging out with me in my bathroom. So I'm just trying to get like the dregs of the sunscreen out. Just like, there we go, squeezing it out. Okay. Yeah, I like zinc sunscreen because it's like, yeah, it just doesn't make my skin angry. So that's always like the goal in life, right? Don't make your skin angry. Don't make anyone angry. That should be a good like life philosophy. This stuff is super white. It's like SPF 50, super white, just like me. So it kind of works out. Blendy, blendy, blendy. So podcasts. I'm gonna put on one more thing, and then I'm gonna like talk to you for a minute while this all like settles into my face. But I like putting some oil. It doesn't usually matter to me. I've been using Squalene by The Ordinary, but I like putting it under my eyes because if I don't put something like really moist, everyone's favorite word, under my eyes, then my makeup doesn't sit on my eyes nicely, and it gets really like crepey and stuff. So this is just kind of what I'm gonna do. And now I'm just gonna let everything like marinate on my face before I start putting on makeup. But yeah, so maybe I'll get to the podcast thing. Hey Ranjana, it's cool to see you here. One of my friends is on the live call. I don't know. I don't think you can control other people's anger, right? That's like it's like the thing. It's the common expression. You can only control your reaction. Which I guess is true. I don't know why I'm doing it like it's like a myth or like a woo-woo thing. That's true. So I don't have much. This is not a deep thought moment for me because it's not even 8 in the morning yet. So I need like a couple hours before I get into the deep thoughts. Yeah. So I like listening to podcasts. I'm gonna keep trying to segue back to this, you guys. By the way, I'm putting on some Tinted Moisturizers. This is Bare Minerals. It's like their lightest shade because, you know, I'm a light person. But yeah, Tinted Moisturizer is great. I'm a fan of it. It doesn't sit on my skin as heavily as like a foundation or makeup, and I don't really usually feel like I need foundation or anything that heavy duty. Even when I'm filming and stuff, I just kind of like a light layer and then fill in any gaps with just like some concealer. So slapping it all together, you guys. My favorite podcast of all time. I like listening to podcasts when I do things like get ready, like when I put on makeup and stuff like that. When I cook. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks. It just depends on the mood. But I really, really, really like James Altucher. He is probably my favorite podcaster for a couple of reasons. So I love long form podcasts where the podcaster goes really deep with the person they're interviewing. So James Altucher's podcast, when he has interviews, tend to be like an hour and a half long. Sometimes longer too. It just depends. For the same reason, I actually really like Tim Ferriss's podcast, which is much more famous, and a lot of you have probably heard of Tim Ferriss. But he asks, it's not like just an interview. So when he talks to people, he's like talking to people. They're like, he's asking questions, but sort of like an interesting questions and deep questions, sometimes difficult questions, in a way that isn't just like running through a list of interview questions. Like, he's really genuinely curious, and I find that he just gets really good conversations out of it. It's almost more like you're eavesdropping on a conversation with friends or something. I just gotta put on some lip balm, let that soak in a little bit too. So I think that's really awesome, and he has super interesting guests too. So he does get really cool people on there. It's like a mix of like entrepreneurs, but not just that. It's like people like. He had an interview on, I think it was last year, like 2019, on 9/11, with someone who was working, what are they, like he was an air traffic controller, who was working in New York City the day of 9/11, and that was like a super, super cool interview. So it's not just like a business podcast. I'm just like putting on, I really like, okay, I've had this Tarte concealer so long that it no longer has a label. It's like de-labeled itself. It's good stuff. In terms of longevity, but yeah, that was such a power. I've actually listened to that podcast episode a couple times just because I found it like so good. Like, it was just really intense. James didn't shy away from difficult questions. The air traffic controller, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, was just super, super interesting. So yeah, so it's just a really cool mix of guests. And James himself, I find him very likable because he's like, I don't want to say humble to a fault. He's not humble. It's more like he's really comfortable admitting where he like his failings. So he talks a lot about like all the ways in which he's messed up in his life, and just kind of like his own, I don't know, personality quirks. Like, he doesn't shy away from saying, I really suck at this or think. And there's just something I really like about that in a person. So just like getting this like concealer situation. It's like basically how I do like my face template. Very, very simple tinted moisturizer. And then I finish it off with, apparently I like Tarte, but they have a really good under eye like color corrector, because I get like epic, like you guys, I get like epic dark circles under my eyes. It's genetic. I can't do anything about it. You should see my family, my lineage. I come by it honestly. But it's kind of like peach tone, so like under eye stuff, especially if you're like a really white person, gets like kind of blue, and it kind of counteracts some of like the blueness, so it's less intense. My eyes are also kind of puffy this morning. I haven't had enough water. If I eat too much salt or like have too much sodium, my eyes tend to get really, really puffy. So yeah, maybe I had like too much salty food yesterday or something. So I don't know. I'm not like creating miracles on my face here. I like having my face look like my face. So I almost never do like really heavy duty makeup unless there's like unless I'm doing like an intense photo shoot or something like that. I like looking like a normal human being up close and personal. And if that includes, having my natural skin poke through and my under eye bags not be like totally obliterated by intense makeup, then it is what it is. So I just do like a light layer of powder. I really like Hourglass has some good ones, but I'm just using my like drugstore Marcel stuff because I'm just I don't know. I guess I'm pretty. This is very like low maintenance. I really like Nars Blushes. I have like 5 million of them. So I used to be quite the makeup collector back in the day. Not so much anymore. I'm much more pragmatic. It's probably like a function of having a child. I just like, who's got the time to sit in front of the mirror for an hour every day? Which I used to do. I used to be obsessed with following YouTube tutorials, and that's kind of how I learned how to do makeup, just by like following people like Lisa Eldridge and stuff like that. There's a Tati Westbrook. That's like I used to love her channel. I watched it all the time back in the day. What am I gonna do now? Okay, so I got like my base layer on. I really want to do my eyebrows because my eyebrows are like I don't know. I just like to make them a little more pizzazzy. But again, I like looking like I have real eyebrows, not like painted on eyebrows, so I don't get like too wild with it or anything. Just adding in a little extra color. James Altucher has a great podcast. Highly recommend. That's probably the one I listen to the most. Not every single episode, but I'd say like a substantial chunk of episodes of his I'll listen to when I'm driving or cooking or whatever. So I don't listen to as many episodes by Tim Ferriss. It just kind of depends on the guest he has on, but his podcast is like so great. For like I said before, like the same reasons, just because he's interviewing really, really, really interesting people and like a broad palette of people too. So it's more like lifestyle. It's not just business. He has like health people on. Actually, another someone who's a little bit more in like the health arena that I really like listening to is Rich Roll, who is just a really interesting person. I see Joe Rogan on here. Yeah, Joe Rogan is someone who I listen to extremely hitter. It's like very specific moods that I have to be in to listen. Joe Rogan is like kind of an intense person, so I don't always like feel like I'm up for his energy. But he is really good at going deep with people and having that same kind of like long form podcast style. I really appreciate that. I like a lot of Joe Rogan episodes that I've listened to have been, and this is actually true of Tim Ferriss too, because I just think it's really fascinating. I've listened to a lot of their episodes on like psychedelics, because they both talk about that quite a lot. They're both pretty like into the research and stuff like that. And to that point, a book that I really like that maybe some of you have heard of that's kind of in that arena is How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. I think I've read every single Michael Pollan book. There, my eyebrows just look a little more eyebrowy. They're not like wild or anything. But yeah, Mike Pollan is he's written a lot about food. So he wrote the book called The Omnivore's Dilemma, which is really famous. He wrote a book about gardening called Second Nature. I just love his writing. He has this like really unique blend of anecdote and fact and like interesting tidbits of information, and like he just asks good questions. And on that note, also when I'm listening to podcasts, sometimes if I get really by the way, I'm using like the Naked 3 palette, and just like kind of my default, like a very pink toned palette. Usually just doing like the matte tones, working them in the crease and stuff like that. But what was it? Oh yeah. So if I get really obsessed with an author, so I've done this with Michael Pollan, I've done this with Yuval Harari, and some other people who, when I'm like really into reading all their books, what I'll do is just like search them on my podcast app, search like their name, and just listen to a whole bunch of podcast episodes they've done on like a bunch of random podcasts. So Michael Pollan's been on Tim Ferriss's podcast. I don't think I'm trying to think who else, but by the way, that was a really great interview. So if you're wondering who Michael Pollan is and you're interested in like psychedelic research, then that would be an episode well worth listening to. Or like, yeah, Yuval Harari is a really fascinating human being. And I love the podcast interviews of his. I think James Altucher's had him on a couple times. That might have even been how I heard about him. I'm going to just do like a slightly darker, I'm just using the same brush, by the way. Again, like kind of low maintenance here. I want to do this pretty quickly. Just like a darker color in like the outer edge, just to kind of like, and blend it into like the medium tone. I'm kind of doing like 3 matte colors, just like the lightest amount. I like doing a little bit under my eyes too. Putting a little bit of like eyeshadow under my eyes, I feel like it just makes my eyes pop a little bit more. Kind of like emphasizes their roundness and like completes the whole thing. I don't usually use eyeliner, so it's kind of like my eyeliner substitute. If I put eyeliner under my eyes, I look really, 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 really freaky. It is not a good look for me. I've tried it before. You know how like people do like smoky eyes and it's like really like intense on the top and bottom? Yeah, it's a bad look for me. I don't know, maybe I'll have to show you that one time just so you can laugh at me, but it's not cool. So it's just like, I don't have like the greatest light in my bathroom for seeing this, but that's just like the matte tones. And then I'm just gonna go in with my bare hands and like my finger and just like dab on some sparkles because, I don't know, it just seems like it's kind of a sparkly kind of day. And it's like nice rose gold color. I like glittery stuff, you guys. I'm a girl. Just, you know, I enjoy being a girl. Yeah, so I'm trying to think about like, so I've mentioned Rich Roll too. I don't listen to a ton of other podcasts. Usually I'll just go to audiobooks, but I really like, I'm just gonna do like a brighter sparkle on my like inner corner, just to kind of like, I don't know, pop things out. I'll take my camera out so you can actually see the makeup in like natural daylight that I've done. I like if we're going in a different direction, I really like the Mom Hour. I listen to it super sporadically, but I'm a parent and sometimes it's just kind of nice to listen to, I think it's like Megan and Sarah are the hosts and they're like just really chill people. And it's more of like, it's less like, here are very specific step-by-step parenting tips. It's more like, just like two moms chatting, about their life. And there's something about that makes me feel less, I don't know. I know there's like so many people in the world are parents, but parenting can still feel like kind of an alienating thing. Apparently my voice changes when I do mascara. Interesting, you guys. Maybe this is like I don't think I've ever tried to talk while I'm putting on mascara before. Probably making all kind of weird faces too, but where is I going with that? Apparently mascara, this is like a lot of concentration. I just kind of do like these wiggly passes up my eyelash. I have short eyelashes, by the way, so I never have to curl them, so that's kind of nice. Usually I just do like a mascara run on the top and kind of ignore the bottom, because my eyes are watery, and I get like, you know, the like raccoon eye thing is very easy for me to get. I'll just like wiggle a little bit on the bottom to balance it out a little bit. I really like using, since I have green eyes, I really like using pink-ish toned eye makeup because I feel like it just kind of, it goes with the whole thing. Okay, what am I finishing off on my lips? I think I have like a ton of options. Oh, I'm not going red, you guys. I need like a better situation than just like everything dumped in my makeup bag. What about, I go like pink, like an Urban Decay shade. I think it's called Turn On, because Urban Decay is edgy with their lipstick names. That's not actually really exciting lipstick colors. I used to be a huge lipstick collector. I like brushing it on with my fingers more than just like slapping it all over with the tube, just because I find it gives like a softer look and the color's a little less intense. And I can kind of just like ombre it into the corners of my mouth. Yeah, I just saw that. So I saw your comment. Sorry, I should give more context. Yeah, blue. I like playing around with really light blue. In the context of, there, get my hand out of the way. I'm just going to take you on a little adventure so you can actually see what my face looks like after this. Let's see. Hopefully, whoa, that was bright. Whoa, this is like really saturated. It makes me look like I have crazy lipstick on. But I don't know if you can like, oh, get my hand out of the way there. Just kind of like see what I've done with my eyes here. It's very, very simple. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, guys, you've been hanging out with me for 20 minutes. I'm so sorry to do that to you. Now we're just like walking through my house. Yeah, blue eyeshadow is cool, but it has to be like a certain shade and it has to be very minimal. Otherwise I look like I'm from the 80s. I'm one of the, I don't know, I have like a face that's from the 80s. So I gotta be kind of careful with that. So there we go. I'm like ready for the day. Thanks for hanging out with me and sort of talking about podcasts and sort of talking about makeup, and you know, it's a good hang up. I appreciate it. It was fun. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll try, every time I like exit the live stream, my finger gets in the camera. So let me see if I can, no, I don't think there's any way around this, you guys. Thanks, Ranchana. It was very nice of you to join. Talk to you guys later.